Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dreamleapers Inspiration. I'm your host, Harriet Cole. Very happy to be with you today, and I hope you are doing very well. I hope you have the awareness that this is a great day. You woke up, you are here, you have chosen to put yourself first, to be still for a moment and really savor all that's good about you and the life that you have. That's what we do here on Dreamleapers Inspiration, to really take a pause, take that moment to just be, to be present, to recognize that there's value in just a moment. And when you acknowledge that value, you savor the goodness that is right here with you. What happens? How often do we not do that? We are so busy. We're often so busy putting one foot in front of the other. What do we have to do now? The list is long. When the list is long, sometimes we forget to notice what's around us. And I know that can be true for me, so I'm guessing it can be true for you. And that's why I wanted us to pause today and look around. Look around in your life right now. Wherever you are, just stop for a second. Open your eyes and look around. What do you see around you? Look at the objects in your life differently. What are those objects and why do they matter to you now? Look around beyond the physical in your life and notice what has been happening recently. What people have you interacted with? What experiences have you had? Who have you met? What have you done that may be different? Think about your life and what may just be causing you to notice a spark of interest, something a little bit different. Can you take the time to pause and notice that? And the reason that I want you to do that, to look around and notice what you see, is because so often wonderful things are happening just all the time. It's not even so often, they're always happening. The life is happening. Nature is revealing itself. There are so many great things going on around us at all times. But it will be impossible to notice everything. And you do have to move forth with your day. When you can take a moment and, like they say, smell the roses, what do you see? So yesterday, I hosted a conversation with a wonderful author who's going to come on our other Dreamleapers platform soon. Her name is Victoria Christopher Murray. She's a novelist. Many of you may be aware of her. She has written we are aware of 36 novels, 36. And when I talked to her yesterday, she said, I'm not even sure how many, because she always has what she's written and then multiple things in production, because she is an author. That is how she spends her time. And she has figured out a rhythm that works for her. And it's not even cranking them out, because there's a lot of work in detail. It's not rushed, but there's a flow. Anyway, she was telling me that we were talking to in front of an audience of people at the first literacy gathering for this organization called Bridgehampton Child Care Center. So it's a beautiful activity in honor of Juneteenth. And she was talking about how she was working on one project and then thinking about what's next. What's next that interests her, because it was time for her, while working on X project, to pitch the next project. And as she was thinking about it, she said, she really wanted to explore beach communities in the United States that are populated primarily by African Americans, because this is a thing, in case you all don't know about it. All over the United States, there are these communities Good morning, Kimberly. And she thought it was just interesting to explore. She likes to go to Martha's Vineyard, and so she's aware of the Inkwell there and that community, and there are many others. And so her publisher said, well, have you ever heard about these two women from Sag Harbor, which is in New York, in my happy place? So there are two Black women responsible for founding the community that now is three communities that I think Azurist is the one that they founded. I believe it was in 1948. So when I heard this, it piqued my interest. It was incredible. Like, oh, wow, we have to tell this community for the people where we are because and Bridgehampton is right next to Sag Harbor. I'm telling you all the story why. Victoria said once she was putting forth a lot of effort trying to figure out what am I supposed to do next? Where is my interest leading me? Where's my heart leading me? And she thought of these beach communities. She said it out loud. You know, I'm a big proponent of stating, putting it in the universe what you want to do, because when you do that, other people can support you. If you don't say it, if you don't share what's on your heart, you don't get the support that probably is right in front of your face. So she said it out loud, and her editor, who, by the way, is a white woman, knew about this community that had been founded by two Black women. As soon as she heard about this, that piqued her interest, and almost simultaneously, she started getting invitations to come to this tiny little neighborhood, Sag Harbor, New York, this specific neighborhood within a neighborhood, and she'd never been invited before. Serendipity, things started happening. Why is that? Now, if you have any faith whatsoever, you're going to believe that it has to do with God's grace. You put something out there and then grace flows. It's always there, but then it flows in an organized way to you. You offer what you want, and like this flow, the shower of blessings comes to you. So now she's told me this. This is behind the scenes before the event. And so I asked, well, can we tell about this? The only reason I could tell you is because she said we could tell. So toward the end of our conversation, I asked her to talk about her book. Now, let's say there were, I don't know, the room was filled, however many people were there, maybe about 75 people. And I said, if anyone would like to share information with her about the building of this community, please let us know. Almost immediately, one of the board members' husbands, Damon, who's a good friend, Damon and Krista are good friends of mine. Damon says, well, I'm as close to that family as you could be without being blood. So in one instant, there was support. And in that room, there were other people who are very, very closely connected to those two women who back in 1948 founded this community. Serendipity, God's grace, miracles happening, however you want to define it. Here's an example of someone who is focused on working hard, focused on doing what she needs in order to manifest whatever her dream is, whatever her purpose is as it relates to that book. And then the grace flowing in. She is no different than you. Now, I know it can be hard to believe that because she's written 36 novels and counting. So we often think the person who's doing so well, that person's different. That person's exceptional. Exceptional from the perspective of doing the work, not stopping, doing the research, continuing to harvest whatever she's supposed to harvest for her life. That will be the only thing that may be different between her and you or me, the focused effort. And I say that because we often think of that person on a pedestal, the one who's speaking, the one who, has the platform, as different and special and certainly different from me, whoever I am. It's not true. It's not. We all have the capacity to fulfill our dreams. We all have the ability to notice what's going on in our world And to access that, to honor that, to see that, to claim that. How many times have you noticed something and you just kept going? You didn't pay attention. The easiest example that I can give you of this, because I think you all will see this one. How many times have you been about to leave the house and you thought, I should take an umbrella? You know, whether you looked out the window, whether you smelled the air, whether your bones ached, whatever it was, something happened that told you, I should take an umbrella. And then you got distracted, this, and that, and then you didn't do it. If I had you raise your hand, I know a bunch of you will be raising your hands. So also, how many times has it happened to you when you had that experience and then it happened again? Like, you already know, pay attention, listen to the voice inside, take the doggone umbrella, and then you didn't do it, you got wet, or you had to run back in and you were late, or whatever happened, and then you forgot and it happened again. This is not a pattern that we want to repeat, but I mentioned the umbrella because it's something most people can relate to. So, what are the other blessings that have been right in front of your face that you didn't acknowledge, that you didn't honor, that you didn't scoop up and offer your gratitude for whatever that was and allow it to support your life? Now, I'm not asking this question to make you feel guilty. So please, if you notice something, I want you to notice things. I want you to remember things that you may have overlooked, that you didn't value the way that could have been helpful. But I'm not saying it to make you feel bad. I'm saying it to make you aware. So Virginia says, good morning, Harry. My mindset is changing. I see myself doing things lately that I've been thinking about for months. And I start planning how to do these things. Yes, Virginia, this is, you wrote at the perfect time, because I want to make sure everybody knows I'm never going to guilt you. I don't want to guilt myself. We give ourselves enough guilt already. That is not the point here. How can you change your mindset? One of the most difficult things to do, but when you do it, oh my goodness, life gets sweeter. When you recognize, I've been doing this thing and it's not serving me. So what if I do something different? What if I treat myself differently? What if I pause to really notice what's going on in my world? What is happening around me? And then honor it, acknowledge it, see it, look around. What do you see? Practice this. People who are observers, and often people who are introverted, quieter, not the people who are, it's easy for them to walk into a room and just be magnanimous and present and able to go and greet everybody without a beat. There are at least as many people who aren't like that, who are shy or just introverted, not people who feel they can just go into that flow in a blink. Well, there's something really great about people like that. Normally they are observers. So they'll be the ones to stand back and look around. You get to an event, you stand on the perimeter and look around. And who do you see? Look from left to right, all the way through the space. Who do you see? What do you notice? Look around. What do you see and who do you see? And who or what stirs you as you're noticing? And if you're in a place where a bunch of people, what person or people are calling you, or calling your spirit? Go there. Drum up the courage. Sometimes it takes that to walk up and say, hi, I'd like to say hello. That is such a welcoming thing to do. And then you can say your name and, I'm so excited to be at this event. And I noticed you and I just wanted to come over and say hello. That is not asking anything of anyone. It is, other than asking to be in the covenant of a conversation, of a moment. And it is asking very gracefully for permission. Now, you do need to pay attention. If people are in a deep conversation, that's not the right time to do it. But generally at events, there's a lot of small talk going on. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be too deep because that's not the moment for it. So go for it. Walk up to, I'd love to say hello to you. If you know who the person is and you have some kind of connection that you can think of that is authentic, then you can lead with that. But the point is, notice what's in front of you and connect with that energy in the best possible way. And the best possible way is when you're paying attention. You're paying attention to what's going on inside of you and what's going on in the moment. And then serendipity, God's grace comes in, and you're like, wow, this is a great moment, and I'm going to seize the moment. I'm going to be present in this moment. So let's take a look at the quote that I found. There are a lot of good quotes about serendipity. That was my prompt to think about serendipity. And there are a lot of good quotes in this regard. So this one says, what people call serendipity sometimes is just having your eyes open. And this is from Jose Manuel Barroso. All right, listen carefully. I'm going to share this with you again. Close your eyes and just, be present. What people call serendipity sometimes is just having your eyes open. Now, think about this. Having your eyes open. What about when you have your eyes open, but your eyes are closed? So it's the inner eye. You know what I'm leading to. I want us to have a little meditation. So let's close our eyes together. But let's meditate together, noticing what's happening on the inside, the inner eye. So please close your eyes. Put your feet flat on the floor. Hands with your thumb and forefinger touching, put them on your knees. And I want you to just breathe. Just breathe. Just be still. And Fallon, maybe you can give us some meditation music, and let's take me out of the frame. Folks don't need to see me. I don't want them to look. I want you to just be quiet, be still, be with yourself. Just breathe. Take a deep breath. Breathe in all. Breathe in the goodness of this moment. Just breathe. Fill your lungs with that precious oxygen that moves and flows within them. Breathe in awareness and exhale awareness. Notice, feel what is going on in your body. Are you aware of how the breath moves in and out of your body? Breathe in awareness. Invite awareness to fill your being. You want to notice what's going on within you and around you. Breathe. Allow your body to fill with oxygen, with that life-giving oxygen. Let you be fully present in the moment. And gentle, deep breaths allow you to be empowered with your own greatness. Breathe. In those inner thoughts, whatever is popping up before your mind's eye with your eyes closed, just notice what's coming up. What do you see? You don't have to hold on to it. Just notice whatever's coming up. And recognize that whatever is coming up is there for you to notice. Just notice it. Just see it. And don't judge it. You may see people's faces. You may see tasks that need to be checked off. You may see promises that you've made to yourself that are on the back burner. What do you see? Just notice whatever is there. No judgment, just awareness. Ah, yes, I forgot about that. Ah, yes. I want to make that a priority. Ah, yes. I need to contact that person. Ah, yes. Now is the time for me to take a particular action to connect with someone I love, to take care of my body, to honor my life, to change my mindset, to be grateful for what I have and what is before me, to let go of pain, to let go of desperation, to let go of anything that isn't serving us, to let go of the things that hold us back, and to notice all of the blessings that are right at our feet. People are funny. We can just get stuck on something that hurts, on something that's negative, on something that holds us back, instead of letting that go and noticing all the blessings that are right there in front of our face. Notice your blessings. Welcome your blessings. Nurture your blessings. Welcome abundance. Welcome the light of abundance and grace. Take another deep breath in. Breathe out long. Once again, breathe in deeply. Breathe in abundance. And exhale any discomfort you may have. And one last time, breathe in grace. And exhale light, so that you're surrounded by light on the inside. And now please gently open your eyes. How are you all feeling? I hope that you're feeling loved. I hope that you're feeling empowered. Those couple of minutes you can do on your own. You can sit for just a couple of minutes, close your eyes, breathe in your own greatness, breathe into that connection that you have with the divine. It works. It works every time. And then you notice the blessings all around you. And like Victoria, when you put it out there, when you say what's on your heart, what's next, what you want and need in your life, when you say it, then the blessings just come flowing. Because she was saying, how is it that all of a sudden I'm getting all these invitations to this community that I didn't even know existed? Because she called for it. She said it out loud. and then the grace started flowing. Think about that. You know, uh, as you well know, I practice meditation, and there's something called an intensive, which is like an intense retreat, an immersion, an inner immersion. And I remember when I used to go early on, I would just go and just be open to whatever was going to happen, which I am. But there's usually a theme. And I have found that when I pay attention to that theme, then I can focus myself a little bit better. Because why this is important in the scheme of what we're saying now, when I sit and just welcome God's grace, yes, I feel that. But when I have a focus for my day, a focus for the moment, then there's sort of a focus of blessings. And I experienced that. So if I am asking for guidance or focus on my health, and I go into a meditation with that in mind, I get answers about my health. If I'm asking for something to understand more about my family, about my friendships, about my work, and work will be even more specific because work to me is too vague. So it's be as specific as you can with your intention. And then what happens is specific things come to you. The blessings come to you specifically. Now, if you believe that there's enough abundance in the world for everyone and that God's blessings are showering on you every day, all day, but you don't even usually notice it, because I think that's true. If you focus your awareness, you focus your intention on what your heart, your being is calling for now, and say it through your spirit, say it out loud, then you attract those particular blessings and you notice those. So that is why I am recommending look around. What do you see? What do you see on the outside? What do you see on the inside? Connect to that inner self. Ask the universe for what you want and need, and pay attention and notice when it comes. It does come. It may seem like, what is she talking about? For any of you who maybe haven't had this experience yet or haven't had it in a long time. But I promise you, it really works. And I think it works because if you could see blessings, it's like a golden flow of light and love and goodness in every possible way. That's what I think is happening in our world all the time, just this flow of goodness and greatness. And I'm in nature now, so when you go outside and you hear the birds and you hear the crickets and hear you hear the cars, you hear all kinds of things, you notice the sounds of life and the conversations that are happening in nature. You notice all of that. You realize there's so many layers of life, so many layers of interaction that are happening in any given moment. Why wouldn't there be all those layers of blessings for you? They're there. They are right there. We just have to look around and notice and acknowledge them and be grateful and harvest them. Don't let them pass us by. What am I supposed to be paying attention to? What with open hands, receiving blessings, with open hearts, receiving blessings. Because they're there. You don't have to ask for somebody else's blessings. There's so many. And so this notion of serendipity, like greatness, is happening all the time. It can feel coincidental. It can feel miraculous. I think the miracles are happening all the time. And if you can have that mindset, especially now when there's so much negativity going on, right? I mean, there are some horrible things happening in our world right now where people are choosing to hurt other people. And there's a big question mark. Why? So those things are happening. But also, God's grace is abundant, and in every possible way is that grace is looking to support us into the best experience possible. So for you, make the choice to notice the blessings, to harvest the blessings, to honor the blessings, to do the work. Do the work for your life. Do it. Do the work for your life. Center yourself, connect to God, put forth the effort, and make it happen. You are worth it. And by the way, the universe needs all of us to do our best work because that brigade of goodness and light can be more powerful than the negativity. But you see, a lot of times those who are focused on the negative are a lot more focused. So we want to be focused. We want to be that army of God's light. And each of us has something that we have to offer to make this world a better place. And it is our responsibility to do that. So look around. Look around. What do you see? See the greatness and share it with others. I see so many lovely comments. Thank you all for joining today. Share with your friends. This broadcast remains up. So if you have somebody you think this would help, share the link with them. We want to be the army of God's light and greatness. Isn't that good? Just the thought of it. The golden scintillating army of greatness. We can be that. Thank you, Marcita. Thank you for all of you for joining. Please take this message to heart. Look around. What do you see? Claim the greatness, cultivate the greatness, and share it with others. Until next time, have a great day and make it count. Namaste.